Popular religious practices like praying the rosary, saying the way of the cross, or having a devotion to saints is an integral part of Catholic popular religiosity. But what is it that actually attracts people to saints? And is it always helpful?
Saint Anthony was born 1195 and died 1231. His feast day is June 13th, and he was canonized by Pope Gregory IX in 1232. Saint Anthony was born Fernando Martins in Lisbon, Portugal, and knew at a young age that he was meant to live his life in accordance to God's will. When he was 15, he asked to be sent to the Abbey of Santa Cruz in Coimbra, where he learned theology and Latin. He was eventually ordained into the priesthood and was named guest master. But when Franciscan friars settled a small hermitage outside Coimbra dedicated to St. Anthony of Egypt, he knew he had to join. Fernando received permission to leave the abbey and join the Franciscan order, and it was then that he chose to change his name to Anthony. When he tried to travel to Morocco, he became extremely ill and attempted to return to Portugal to recover, but the returning ship was blown off course and arrived in Sicily instead. The ship's party traveled to Tuscany, and Anthony was assigned to the Hermitage of San Paolo afterward. As he recovered, Anthony spent much of his time praying and studying. He was an eloquent speaker and a good teacher. He kept a book of psalms that held several notes and comments to help him teach, and he greatly valued it. One novice decided to leave the hermitage and stole Anthony's book on his way out. When Anthony discovered it was missing, he prayed it would either be found or returned. God heard his prayer, and the thief not only returned the book, he also returned to the order. Anthony was only 36 years old when he died, and was canonized less than 1 year later. 336 years after his death, St. Anthony's body was discovered to be completely corrupt, except for his tongue, which was used to deliver eloquent homilies and perfect teachings. St. Anthony is typically depicted holding the infant Christ and a book. He is also commonly referred to as the finder of lost articles.
Our search takes us to an important shrine dedicated to St. Anthony at Palavakkam in the Indian city of Chennai. The shrine is named as Seashore St. Anthony due to its proximity to the seashore.
For a church whose construction began only in the year 2000, it has come a long way. The church's elevation to the status of shrine within a short span of 9 years is a miracle in itself. Could you tell us something about the holistic health center which you find in the shrine here? What is the purpose of it and who are the people who generally come here?
Okay. Here in St. Anthony Shrine, we have a holistic healthcare center. Human beings have a physical body, they have a psyche, and also they are spiritual beings. Therefore, the three approaches of this shrine are these. First one, we have the spiritual center, that is the church, wherein the spirituality of the people is enhanced and boosted. And for our physical body, we have treatment in various approaches like Siddha, homeopathy, and some other treatments also we are giving. In the afternoon, we have Mrs. Ruth. She is a family psychologist. She gives counseling, therefore, we have this holistic healthcare center.
Tuesday is the day specially dedicated to St. Anthony. Special prayers and masses are held on that day. The first Tuesday devotion is a special one, and thousands of people from all walks of life, irrespective of religion, creed, or language, throng the place. Popular religiosity finds a variety of expressions depending on the culture of the people. Something peculiar at this place is the practice of using locks.
They want to build a house. Lock is a symbol for the house. Lock. So they are building or they want to build the house. They lock is the symbol they are coming to pray and they put the lock here. When the prayer will be success, then they will remove the lock. Okay, so that's a symbol. Some people they put the little baby hanging, so they are hanging here. Sometimes you can maybe see it in the other churches like Mother Mary Basilica of Besanagar.
One of the criticisms which people have regarding devotions to saints and the Mary also is that they say that the focus shifts away from Jesus. Like the saints and Mother Mary takes precedence over Jesus. Like how do you react to something like that?
That misunderstanding of those people they are reacting is misunderstanding. We Catholic, we pray for the saints, not like a God. We are giving a respect. As our parents, we give our parents respect. Same way we are giving the saints, not like equivalent to the Jesus Christ. But they are misunderstanding. So they think that we are Catholic, they are going for the adoring for these statues, idols, and more than that Jesus. It's a misunderstanding. They don't understand properly the Bible and our practice.
As the sun begins to set, we see the devotees pouring in to receive the blessings from the exposition of the Blessed Sacrament.
நான் இந்த ஆனந்தம் என் பேர், மனைவி பேர் வந்து ஸ்டெல்லா கார்மெலிட்டா, பையங்க பேர் வந்து விஜய் ஆண்டனி ஜென்கி, பியோ இன்ஃபென்டோ ஆண்டனி பியோ. நான் இந்த கோவில் கட்டி முதல் திறந்ததுலேருந்து இங்கே வந்து தொடர்ந்து வந்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். எனக்கு அந்தனியார்கிட்ட நான் எது கேட்கணும் அது எனக்கு கிடைக்கும். இது வரைக்கும் எதுவுமே கிடைக்காம போனதே கிடையாது. முதல் பையன் பிறந்த உடனே எங்களுக்கு 6 வருஷம் அதன் பிறகு குழந்தை இல்லாமல் இருந்தது. அதன் பிறகு என் மனைவி வந்து தொடர்ந்து முதல் செவ்வாய்க்கிழமை தூரம் இங்கே தொடர்ந்து வந்து இந்த கோவிலில் வந்து வேண்டிக்கிட்டதன் பேரில் 6வது வருஷம் இந்த பையன் பிறந்தான், 2வது பையன் பிறந்தான். அதிலிருந்து எங்களுக்கு எந்த ஒரு காரியமாக இருந்தாலும் அவர்கிட்ட வந்து அவர் பாதத்தில் வச்சு செய்கிறப்ப எங்களுக்கு எந்த குறையும் இல்லாமல் நடந்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கு.
As the day draws to an end, the faithful devotees prepare to take part in the traditional procession. We try to speak to some of the devotees, try and understand what this experience means for them.
Since
when have you all been coming here and praying to St. Anthony?
சின்ன பிள்ளைல இவ்வளோண்டு பிறந்ததுலேருந்து இப்போ இவ்வளோ தூரம் வளர்ந்து போனால் சர்ச்சில் வேறு எங்களுக்கு வந்து இந்த சர்ச் வந்ததுக்கு வேறு எந்த சர்ச் போனாலும் எங்களுக்கு இந்த சர்ச்சில் எவ்வளோ பெரிய சர்ச் போனாலும் எங்கள் சர்ச் ஸோ தான் பெஸ்ட் லைக் டு கம் இட்ஸ் த பெஸ்ட் சர்ச் ஃபார் us.
Why do you all pray to St. Anthony?
Because it's powerful. It's very powerful.
சின்ன வயசுலேருந்து எங்களுக்கு வந்து அந்தனர் பற்றி நிறைய குட் நியூஸ் சொல்லி அவர் எப்படி இருந்தார் அப்படி இருந்தார் குணநலங்கள் அவரை பற்றி கற்றுக்கிட்டோம் நாங்கள். அதனால் அந்தோனியார்னாலே ரொம்ப பிடிச்ச ஒரு புனித அந்தோனியார்.
Any personal experience you all have had of you pray to St. Anthony and something was granted to you? You found it?
Yeah, many problems have solved.
Many problems.
எனக்கும் நிறைய தொலைஞ்சு போய் கிடச்சிருக்கு. இந்த சர்ச்சில் நான் வேண்டி நிறைய தொலைஞ்சது நான் ப்ரே பண்ண அந்தோனியார்ட்ட ப்ரே பண்ணால் அதோட
Gold earring. My aunties.
The time that we have spent in the shrine of St. Anthony, we have seen hordes of pilgrims coming in, offering candles, offering flowers, expressing their love for St. Anthony, not to mention expressing their love for God as well. So there will be many among us who will say that these practices are mere superstition, fulfillment of rituals. But then, we need to ask ourselves, is there only one way of reaching God? And if there is, who among us can claim to know it?